Hi, and thank you for joining us today for our Getting Started with WhatConverts webinar. I'm Jennifer Lott from the Support and Marketing team here at WhatConverts, and I'll be your guide. In this presentation, I'll go over exactly how you can get started with WhatConverts and set yourself up for success using our platform. First, we're going to talk about WhatConverts and what you can do with our system. At the core, WhatConverts is your one-stop shop to capture and report on all of your inbound leads. WhatConverts tells you who the users are and how they found you. With WhatConverts, you can track all the calls, forms, chats, and e-commerce transactions that come through from your website or offline sources and see who the person on the other end of the conversation is and how they found you. Here are some examples of sources you can track in WhatConverts. Online directory and social media sources can be tracked using offline, non-dynamic phone numbers. As an example, you'll know just how effective your Yelp or Google My Business listings or social media efforts are in getting leads for your business. In the example seen here, WhatConverts tracking numbers can be added to profiles, such as the WhatConverts Facebook profile, and listings, such as this restaurant's Yelp listing. Using offline phone numbers, you can also quickly gauge how many calls you're receiving from your direct mailers, billboards, television, and radio ads. Where WhatConverts really shines and gives you the best marketing data from your leads, however, is tracking leads that come through from your website. In this example, you'll see a form that was submitted on March 24th, 2020, which form was submitted, the landing page and the lead page of the user, and that this user came directly to your website. In this example, a user clicked through from Facebook to sign up for new service on March 23rd. You can also track organic traffic from Google, Bing, and Yahoo searches. In this example, this user placed a call after using Google to search for espresso machines and landed on the business's espresso machine page. They then navigated to the contact page and made the call. Finally, WhatConverts can also track paid traffic. Paid traffic comes from pay-per-click advertising such as Google Ads, Bing Ads, or Yahoo Ads. In this example, you can see the user contacted the business after searching for one of the branded keywords. The ad's final URL went to the specials page, and the user navigated to the FAQ page and filled out the contact form. You can see when they filled out the form and what source, medium, campaign, ad ID, and keyword brought them to the business's site. One of the best features of tracking your paid traffic in WhatConverts, we can pass that conversion data from your leads directly back into these paid platforms, giving you a more accurate representation of your cost per acquisition when you're making important optimizations. WhatConverts helps you stop wasting money on those sources that you aren't seeing a return on and start focusing efforts on areas with more leads. Now that I've shown you what you can track, let's get started with how to set it up. All right, now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're ready to set up a new account. So once you've gone to WhatConverts.com, you've clicked over to our pricing page and you've signed up for one of those plans that works best for what you need, you're going to see a page that looks a little like this. This is where we're going to start setting up the account. Now, here I have a couple of things open. Having these open will help you if you have your, first of all, your WhatConverts dashboard screen, also your website, and if you have access to it, the back end of your website as well, because we're going to have to add just a plugin or a script, so you'll need access to this. So the first thing that we're going to do is come in and purchase our tracking numbers. Now, in your trial, if you may not be sure what sources you're looking to track or whose calls you are looking to track the most, then we always suggest starting with an all traffic number pool. It's the best way to get a gauge on where your calls are really coming from. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to pick between local numbers and toll-free numbers. In this case, I want local numbers. My business is a local business. So from this first drop down, you'll pick what country you're from. The second, you'll determine if you want a state or an area code, and then you'll pick the area code. A little trick I like to use here is when you know your area code, you just type in that area code and pick it. Click search. Now I'm going to go with 4 numbers in my number pool. This is just a suggestion of how many numbers you need. Sometimes you'll need more. Sometimes you can get away with less. We definitely suggest having 4. So I'm going to select the 4 and click By Selected Numbers. Once you have your 4 numbers selected, you go through the phone number settings. Now, these number settings, they can always be changed or updated. So the first thing we're going to do is give this set of numbers a name. I'm going to name them All Traffic Dynamic. This tells me a few things. It tells me that I'm using these dynamically for all traffic. The destination number is also here on my website. Just going to copy this, paste it here, and we're going to take out all of those punctuation marks just to make it a straight number like this. You'll have to determine what caller ID you want. 99% of the time you want the caller's number as your caller ID. The other option here is to have the tracking number as your caller ID. So when somebody calls from one of these numbers and it forwards to your destination number, you'll see one of these numbers instead of the caller's number. We're going to determine if we want call recording on or off. We're going to say yes. I'm going to have a call greeting, which is a message that plays to the caller. Hi, thank you for calling. Call may be recorded. We're going to say your call is being recorded for quality assurance. So with the Say a Message feature here, you can type out your message as you saw me do, and you can also choose the voice you'd like to read it, and you can listen to how it sounds. With the play recording option, you can upload your own MP3 file that will play. Please keep in mind if you are recording your calls to be aware of the call recording laws in your jurisdiction. You may need to have a greeting that says the call is being recorded. A call whisper is a message that plays to the person answering the phone. So in this case, we have these phone numbers listed on our website. The call whisper can say, or I'm going to have it say, call from website. And as we go down through the options, the next option is dynamic phone number insertion. As we know, we do want to track those calls that come from our website. We're going to have this selected as yes. When you sign up for a new account, when you're setting up a new account, if you're under an agency plan or if you're under a master account, you'll already have an all traffic number pool created. So in this case, we're just going to leave it as all traffic because we want to track all the sources again. If you want to receive text messages, you can click yes or no on this. And then we also offer transcription and PCI redaction. Transcription is just reading off of the it's a text transcript of the call itself, and PCI redaction is getting rid of social security numbers or credit card numbers that are addressed in the phone call itself. I'm going to leave those for no for now and click update. All right, now that those have been updated successfully, you can choose to add another number or just click over to next. And we're going to go ahead and click next so we can set up our web form. So here it asks for your URL to set up a web form. So what I'm going to do is go to my page, copy my page here, paste, and click search. If it finds a web form, you can go ahead and add it. If it finds an incorrect web form, you can add it manually. We're going to just go ahead and add this one. And now that we've added our web form successfully, I'm going to go ahead and click next. The next page is going to give you your tracking code. There's a few things about this tracking code to note. This is a standard HTML code that would go in the header of your page, at least before the in body tag. The number in your tracking code at the very end, this is your profile ID. You'll see that here as well in the WordPress plugin. So I'm going to go ahead and use the WordPress plugin because my site is built on WordPress. We're going to copy that profile ID, move back to my WordPress dashboard and go to plugins. Add new. WhatConverts. Install. Activate my plugin. And we're going to go to settings and then the WhatConverts. And now where you see these zeros for profile ID, we're just going to delete those out and paste in that profile ID that we saw in the last, over in the WhatConverts dashboard. I'm going to click Save Changes. All right, now that we have our profile ID here, we're set to track. I'm going to go back to my website and refresh the page. And if you see, that tracking number is now displayed here, and all the other places in which you could have found it on the page here as well. So now you can already see that tracking is set and it's working. I'm going to go ahead and fill out a form. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is simulate a Google Ads click. So we're going to put at the end of our URL, $GCLID equals test, and WC_clear equals true. This clears out your WhatConverts attribution. And I'm going to just give it a keyword, UPM_keyword equals test keyword. I'm going to submit a form. Submit. We're going to go back to our WhatConverts dashboard and refresh our dashboard. And there is my brand new test form that just came in with that keyword that I simulated. You see a lead page, a landing page, and the contact information that I input. So as you can see, that's really all you need to get started tracking on WhatConverts. We have our phone calls are ready to come in. Let's make a test call too. I'm just going to make that call real quick using my Google Hangouts. And you'll hear my phone ring in the background.
Hi, thank you for calling Coffee is Delicious. Your call is being recorded for quality assurance. This call may be monitored or recorded for quality assurance.
That was my phone ringing. And now I'm going to go back to my dashboard again and refresh the page. And there is my phone call with the call recording attached. So now that you've seen how quickly it is to get actually started in tracking with WhatConverts, let's talk about navigating the dashboard a little bit. So you hear us say, this is your dashboard. This is the center of activity for your WhatConverts account. This is where you'll see your leads list, or your leads table. You can change your date range. You can choose which columns you'd like to see. So in this case, let's say we go to show column display, and we don't want to see the lead page currently, but we do still want to see the source medium and the keyword. But we want to know the IP address or the operating system. Then we can select those. We can even select form title if you've named your forms. And then all you have to do is hide that, and you'll get those new columns displayed in your leads table instantly. Another thing about the leads table that is important to note, if you are trying to sort or filter your leads, you can search in real time. So for example, we have lead IDs here, and a lead ID is a unique identifier to WhatConverts. It's how we can identify which specific lead that you're asking about or you're referencing. So this is an important number to note. But let's say you're wanting to see just this lead at the bottom here, and you know it has 5495 in it. You just need to type in here, and then it pulls up the thing that you're looking for. So this is like I said, the main hub of your WhatConverts dashboard. Over on your left-hand side, Under Dashboard, you'll have your Reporting tab where you'll see all of the report features that are available for your profile. So we have report builder features that are available with our Pro plan, which allow you, and our agency plan, which allow you to build custom reports based on the dimensions or metrics that are recorded in your WhatConverts dashboard. You can see here the entire list of dimensions. You can build up to 5 dimensions in your reports. We also have standardized reports, so you'll see source reports, keyword reports, landing page reports, lead reports, and summary reports are here too. Under reporting is where your tracking menu options are. The tracking menu options are important to note because if you do need to make any changes or updates to your phone numbers, your forms, or you want some information about tracking events or e-commerce, that's where you'll find that. So under tracking, you'll find the e-commerce section where you'll see here's your e-commerce tracking code. These are for custom e-commerce platforms. If you have WooCommerce or BigCommerce, Shopify, or some of the ones that we have specific integration pages for, you can find that in our help section. Event tracking is if you have an event on your website, like if you have a email us button, but it's not a form, and you want to know when somebody clicks on that, you can add a click event to that, and so you can track when somebody does click on that event in your WhatConverts dashboard. Under events, you'll see the phone calls. There are 2 options in the phone call menu. So there's call flows, which is where you would go to set up things like call routing for scheduled hours, call routing for menus, call routing based on the caller's geographic location. That's where all of this lives. If you need to set that up, you would just go in here and add an incoming call flow and then make sure that you update your tracking numbers accordingly. And you update your tracking numbers by going into the phone numbers tab. And in any of these phone numbers, you can edit them by clicking the gear icon. And if I do that, you'll actually see all of those same settings that we saw earlier when setting up the phone numbers. Alternatively, in this same menu, you'll see the dynamic number pools and their settings. So after you've tracked some calls, you've come in and you've decided that you know where your calls are coming from, but you really only want to track your Google Ads calls. All you would need to do is come into here, click Edit Pool. You'll edit the set source to trigger from all traffic to search, Google, paid, and click Update. And now you'll only be tracking calls from Google Ads. Now, under phone numbers, you'll see web forms. This is the form that we set up earlier. So let's go ahead and edit the form. I want to give it a name that's recognizable outside of the just date that I set the form up. So we're going to go to Edit Form and give it a name. I'm just going to call it Contact. This is really the only thing you'll want to edit if you know your form is tracking. These are identifiable attributes to the specific form itself. So if your form's set up and tracking, these are the 2 things that you don't want to change. So now when somebody fills out the form on my site, where it says in the dashboard, where I have the form name column, now you'll see that it'll say the form title. In this case, because before it was just named a date, the next form that is filled out will have the actual form title that we gave it. And that is the tracking options here. Again, if there's anything that you need to go back and edit or update or change, you'll find it under the tracking menu. The next step down is going to be your settings. Here you can add addresses if you need. You'll be able to see a list of block numbers, or you can add block numbers. A block number is a phone number that you don't want to be able to contact you anymore. You can change your currency symbol. You can add custom fields. Now, a custom field is any field that you want to add to a lead that comes in. So and it is retroactive. So let's go ahead and add a custom field to all of my leads. We're going to call it a reference. We're going to say the field type is text. You can also choose from drop down and then make your menu selections. Go ahead and do it as a drop down. I'm going to say not set as the default value. Web and sewer. And I'm going to go ahead and add this for every lead type. So now this custom field called reference is going to be a drop down, and it's going to be for all of my lead types. When I go back to the dashboard, you'll see that in all of the leads that come through. As a matter of fact, it actually adds it as a column automatically to your view. So when we go into view the lead details, you'll see the reference not set. We're going to go ahead and say we knew this one was web because it came from Google Ads. And it automatically updates there on the side, or in the column. So under custom fields, there's delete profile. We're not going to delete this profile, but it is there. Now we have field mapping. Field mapping is important if you are tracking forms and you'd like to be able to see all of the form input fields inside of your column display on your dashboard. So let's go ahead and map email to email, contact number to phone number, caller number to phone number, caller name to contact name. Personally, I just like to go down this list and map everything that I see. Name, contact name. And then we're going to just scroll back up to the top, make sure everything looks right. Okay, now that our fields are mapped, when we go back to the dashboard, we'll see those mapped fields start populating. There's names, emails, where they exist. Mind you, phone calls don't have email addresses, and you can tell which type of lead they are here by the side. Web forms look like that, phone calls look like this. Chats do look a little different. They look like a little chat bubble. Transactions are a shopping cart. And you can also filter by which lead type that is here on the side. So under field mapping, you'll see the HIPAA settings. If you work with doctors, dentists, you probably need a HIPAA-enabled account. In that case, please do contact us at support@WhatConverts.com and we'll help you get squared away. Spam challenge is the next setting. By default, these are the default settings. So known spam callers are going to be set to on. We have a list from a company called NomoRobo, which we have as set as known spam callers. Restricted and anonymous callers are by default set to off. So are all other callers. If you want to have a spam challenge, greet your restricted and anonymous callers, make sure to click this over to on, and any changes that you make, just make sure to click update. Finally, under spam challenge, you'll see tracking code. Now, if you update your website or you move to a different host, this is important to know where it is so you can grab that tracking script again or get the profile ID from the WordPress plugin. Now, a little tip when it comes to the profile ID, if you are both logged into your account and your profile ID can also be seen in the URL bar at the top, right there, right after where it says profile. And those are the settings for your profile. The next thing down is going to be the integrations tab. And we have a list of integrations here. If you need, there is AMP, in case you're using AMP pages on your site. You'll find your API keys. If you need API key, if you need a Zapier integration, this is where you can go for that. Bing Ads, where you can add a connection. When you add a connection to Bing Ads, it takes you immediately to the Microsoft sign-in page. and you'll be able to set the connection up directly into Bing Ads. So there won't be anything else that you need to do once you go ahead and make that connection. There are chat integrations here. We are not limited to these chats. If you are looking for a chat service that you don't see in this list, we always suggest going to whatconverts.com/integrations. And then you can see that we have several different chat services that are not even listed inside of our dashboard. But if you do see one of the ones that are listed here, go ahead and click on that, and then you'll get instructions on how to set that up. Under chat, you'll see Google Ads. This is going to be an ad connection just like the Bing Ads one. This is going to take you directly to that Google sign-in page, where once you've signed into your Google Ads account, it's going to make a direct connection right into Google Ads, and the conversions will be sent based on either the sales value added to each of your leads or every new lead received. Next down is going to be Google Analytics. You'll need to find your Google Analytics tracking ID to add here. So what I've gone ahead and done is pulled up my Google Analytics account. I'm going to go to Admin. Open this up just a little bit. Property settings. And this is that tracking ID that you'll need. I'm going to copy that. Add my tracking ID right here. And I want all of the lead types, I just want those to be tracked in my Google Analytics account, and it'll look just like this. Along with your Google Ads and your Bing Ads integrations, if you need to edit or adjust any of those, you can click the Edit button. It's a little gear icon, and you can make any changes that you need. If you do need to edit, just make sure once you're done to click Update. The last few integrations here are going to be Salesforce, if you need to set up a Salesforce integration. Search Ads 360 is going to be just like the Google Ads integration where you need to log in. Unbounce is going to be another connection where you'll sign into Unbounce, and this way you'll be able to track the calls by variant. If you're running multiple variants of a landing page in Unbounce, you'll be able to keep track of that in their tool as well as in WhatConverts. Finally, there's two of these last ones here. You're going to see webhooks. If you need to add a webhook, this can be done in this screen and Zapier, which has a list of some of the most common Zaps that people do use. It's not only limited to this, though. There are thousands of applications that you can send your WhatConverts leads to and that we can accept leads from. And like this is the last of the bits of the pieces of your dashboard. The last things are going to be your account maintenance, and if you have and under your master account is where you can find your billing information, high-level integration information, and your usage. So that's all for getting started. It doesn't take long to get started, and we're here to help. Please let us know if there's anything we can do for you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.